Have you ever said yes to someone when you really want to say no? Often we feel overwhelmed, stressed, and taken advantage of. Without realizing what we really need is to build a boundary for ourselves. When we don't guard our emotional or mental space, we invite stress, burnout, and unhealthy relationships. It's hard and uncomfortable to say no. But in reality, when we say no, we're actually saying yes to ourselves. Boundaries are limits we identify for ourselves and actions we apply with communication. According to Sarah Agha-Mohammadi, UC Davis Health Chief Wellness Officer and Pediatric Intensive Care Physician, says setting boundaries is important to protect our emotional energy and prevent burnout. A person that sets boundaries is not selfish. It's an act of self-care, a moment of growth, and a peace of mind to feel secure in relationships. Today, I will explain how to identify boundaries, how to understand their impact on our mental health, how we can implement healthy boundaries, and how to reframe and set boundaries in a positive, respectful, and effective way. Let's begin to understand, what are boundaries? Identifying boundaries requires a process of self-reflection. What are your values? How do you feel around people and situations and behaviors? What are things that stress you out, drain you, or make you feel disrespected? Different types of boundaries are verbal, emotional, physical, workplace, and family. Agha-Mohammadi said, lack of boundaries can impact your mental health by anxiety, self-esteem, irritability, and feelings of hopelessness or overwhelm. Now that we know what are boundaries, let's look at where they show up in our daily lives. When implementing boundaries, it's best to focus on what you can control, not how you can control somebody. Boundaries show people how we will respond to their actions and communication, what you will and will not accept. Let's start with a relationship boundary. Say you have a toxic parent or a partner. Rachel Czar, a licensed marriage and family therapist, said toxicity is not a one-time hurtful act. It's a pattern, an emotional instability, boundary crossing, or manipulation. Some signs are parents or partners blaming you for their problems or emotions. Moods are unpredictable or intentionally try to start drama. They don't respect feedback or your boundaries. Saying no, setting limits, and setting boundaries here is saying what you will do, not what you will force the other person to do. Example, if you continue to yell at me in public, I will not go with you anymore. Or if you continue to talk down on my partner, we will no longer be coming around. Workplace boundaries can be Workplace boundaries can be limits you set to protect your time and energy. So how do we set boundaries in a healthy way? Let's talk about reframing them. Here we focus on what we can control, expressing boundaries in a calm and positive way instead of reacting in frustration. using approaches like the let them, let me. From the book, The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. She says, the let them theory teaches you to protect your energy by not allowing minor irritations to control your life. The problem? People are going to do things that bother you. You can't control that. When you give your power to somebody else, you give your energy and your time away. The truth, your body will feel the stress of being annoyed, frustrated, irritated, and angry. The solution, the let them theory, helps protect yourself from what other people may cause. Let them is making a decision not to allow people to stress you or bother you. Let me resets your stress response and take responsibility for how you respond. As we wrap up, remember that setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's necessary. I hope you understand what boundaries are, how they impact your mental health, how you implement them in a positive way, and where they may come up in your life. Remember, boundaries are limits we identify for ourselves and apply through our actions and communications. They are not to control others. They are to show others how we want to be treated and guide us on how to respond to the world around us. At the heart of a boundary is respect. Thank you to my audience.